Dynamite Delight is here with some very interesting. We got something interesting here today. Guys, with all the questions that's been going on with the Bucks, with Kenny Omega, with CM Punk, we just saw something on this show I feel is very important. And it shouldn't be, but it is. So let's go through all the numbers of this show. Darby Allin versus Jay Lethal rematch, as you will. Was this important? Yes, because we got a special guest who seemingly is now part of AEW, at least for a little while. Good match. In the end, Jay Lethal wins due to the fact of some distraction, or actually getting nailed in the back, by a guy who looked like Sting. Now, the person who is that was Colt Carter. I'm going like, who the hell is Colt Carter? And then we got something even more interesting. Supposedly they said that Darby Allin knows him and that he knows Darby Allin's weaknesses. But that was not the one they were calling in. Nope. The person they called in was the last outlaw, Jeff Jarrett. I am so hoping the Slick Daddy's going to do a video. I have not seen any videos from Slick Daddy. If the Slick Daddy does a video, I will be so happy because he can't stand Jeff Jarrett, but it normally is through Impact Wrestling. But he's in AEW for who knows how long, doing a program in AEW in a war against AEW. Hopefully that lasts a little bit. I'm not saying that Jeff is one of the greatest workers. He's not. But this is something they need to do anyway. Guys, I'm going to say this before I get any further. We know, and I got to say this, no matter if you love AEW or not, due to the fact of how WWE has changed itself, and also how bad the roster has been acting, they're losing. Not just losing to WWE or MLW. I know one of my subscribers loves GCW, which I don't know why. It's another GCW, which is another ECW, which is going to be a niche thing, which could end up gone. Because there's a good number of people, but kind of like what happened the last time when you tried to use an extreme promotion to do something, it won't get very far. I could be wrong, but the way it looks, GCW will end up like ECW. I'm hoping not, but I believe it will. Then you got MLW that's supposedly today or tomorrow is supposed to be back on Fight Network. And then you got this. You got WWE reorganizing itself, along with GCW, along with MLW, and WWE. Next to that going on, AEW hasn't been doing well, along with all the controversy. So seeing something new like a Jeff Jarrett might inject something into it, due to the fact they have no star power. Guys, we got no Adam Cole. We got no Kenny Omega. We got no Young Bucks. We don't got the people that made the show really interesting. They're not there. So if you don't like Jeff Jarrett, fine. But maybe at least give us some star power, something. Let's move on. We got Moxley versus Lee Moriarty. That match that we expected to happen, and I expected Lee Moriarty to job here, which he did. He did a good job. The match was good. But here's the problem that I do agree with Just Alex. When you see what's going on in ECW, the most notable person there is Jon Moxley. And unfortunately, Jon Moxley should have gone on vacation, taken time off, because he's badly overexposed. Mind you, people still love him. But you've seen him so much. He's pushing out people that should not be pushed out right now. People who are down here should be brought up to here to make up when he is not here. Like Adam Cole is not there. They need to bring people up to make up for Adam Cole, which they haven't. When it comes to the Bucks, they're supposed to bring people up for the Bucks. There ain't nobody there. So, When you see Lee Moriarty versus a Jon Moxley, he's overexposed and he's been used a little too much. Now let's just hope at Full Gear, which is on the 19th, they let MJF finally get that damn title because they need to take it off him. He needs to be away for a while. That's just me. You guys tell me below. And Ethan Page whoops his ass. Question's going to be, how far are they going to do something with Ethan Page, who should be pushed? That is a new guy who is here, who should be brought up to here to make up for the people that are away. I'm just saying. Now, Renee had her moment with Saraya. I'm mispronouncing Paige's name. If I got it wrong, I'm sorry. She spoke well. And Britt Baker didn't want to be there. She wanted to have her own segment with her own special when it comes to Tony Schiavone interviewer. But did what they say make sense? Yeah. I mean, the big question is going to be, and Renee did bring this up, we know you had a problem with your spine. Is that all right? Now, we all know that if she's going to wrestle, she's been cleared, she's going to be fine. At least, generally speaking, unless she takes a very bad bump and that will mess her back up again. But if she can wrestle, that means they did clear her. So the question is going to be, how far is she going to go in AEW when they finally let her go up against Britt Baker? Because that's what this is building to. Is Britt going to protect her? Because let's be honest here. And this is important. And I'm doing the TBS title picture. Well, I am doing the TBS match for the title next, which is not for the title, which is bullshit. But I will say this. When you see the women's division, it's a mess. There's almost nothing interesting, ergo the match I'm about to talk about. They need something, and I just don't see Saraya doing it. Because they don't book the women correctly. I just don't see them booking the women correctly. I don't. They barely showed them on Dynamite or Rampage properly. And I'm not just talking the ones that are staple there. All the new women, they barely even show them, or they don't show them at all. So it feels empty. Now, TBS title picture. You got Saphir versus Jade Cargill with no title. It's still on the waist of a Nia Rose, who at one point when the match was going on, comes out with the screaming, "Excuse me," in Vicky Guerrero, and started eating food while talking. Oh, I'm not even laughing. That's just pitiful. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. You have Jade Cargill have a match with Saphir, where she wins. She's now 41-0. And you're trying your best to make Nia Rose important when Nia Rose has not been that important, because at this point, she shouldn't be dealing with Jade Cargill after the TBS title. It should be under someone else's waist, like a Selena Deeps. I'm telling you right now, the only person that title should go around right now, it should not be Jade, it should be Selena Deeps. Because she's consistently showed how she's great in the ring and she does her character well. You need to take that damn title off her. But what did we do? Instead of letting Jade finally job, or better yet, if you're so concerned about this, let Jade basically just go away for a couple of weeks on a vacation, just take it with her, and do what happened with Mandy Rose, and let her just tweet, let her tout, let her do TikTok, let her do Instagram, let her do all the social media saying, "Bitches, I'm on vacation. You ain't going to see me until I'm ready." Why not do that? No. You literally get the title off her when she didn't lose it. Stick it around Nia Rose's waist. Instead of building her in a way that makes her interesting, they just give her the title. She doesn't feel like anything. Then you don't make Jade Cargill feeling anything, particularly when Full Gear comes around, because it's obviously going to make them face one another. To do what? To win back her damn title? When she didn't lose it because it's been stolen? unless they do a match with a stipulation before Full Gear, this is absolutely stupid. You know how stupid it is? Johnny Gargano, the Dexter Lumis, and the Miz storyline is stupid. And I like to say this, I made a mistake. I thought just Alex and JD did not do any videos on Raw. I was wrong because I had forgotten that YouTube has now changed the layout of their channel, of all channels, and now they go from live, if you streamed, if you, I didn't even realize and didn't notice, I'm going, wait a minute, he usually does something. Now they divided it up from live, shorts, playlist, and video. And you don't even, this is what my pet peeve is. If you want to look at someone's old stuff like myself or just Alex or JD, you can't just go to the sort button that is on their main page and switch from not only newest or popular, but oldest. Guys, if you haven't noticed yet, and I'm saying this because as a wrestling reviewer, I have a very large catalog of videos. Unless I put them into playlists, which I haven't, the majority I haven't gone in playlists, not in a long time. How do you look at some old videos of mine? Before, if you want to look at the oldest video I had, you just had to go to the sort button, flip it, you got the newest, you got the most popular, you got the oldest. Now they just have recent and popular. They took the oldest button away. The oldest button away. How the fuck are you going to see someone's old stuff? I got over 2,000 freaking videos now. 2,000. And I'm not saying that they're all great. Look, I had a crappy camera. It sucked. I had crappy audio. It sucked. I switched my cameras, but you could see, one, I was a lot more chunky than I was before. Two, I was a lot more nervous than I used to be. Ergo, I haven't changed much. I changed a bit over the years. I actually have improved at least a little bit. But how do you look at my old stuff? If I haven't put them into playlists and saved them, I have 2,000 freaking videos that now there's no oldest button to look at my very first set of my 30 videos first. You can't even do that. You have to scroll down. I know I'm ranting. I'm sorry. Because sometimes I like to do that with like Solomonster or like just Alex or even JD once in a while. But shit. Let's move on. I'm very sorry I ranted. I rambled. Sorry. Now, the Acclaimed segment. You got Billy Gunn having these fingers supposedly broken, both sets. What the Look, I'm going to say this. Is Billy Gunn over? Hell yes, he is. This is, I think, his 59th birthday. I think he's 59 now. And he still looks good for his age. And he's over like fuck. Well, at least counting on how many people are actually in arenas. Because as we already know, attendance has dropped, as I said earlier in this video. But people are still cheering for the Acclaim, even though Baltimore was not that great of a show. When it comes to the fans, they weren't super loud, but they were loud. But they were not super loud. They should be ashamed of themselves, but you get my point. But his hands are like this. They're taped up here, taped up here. I can understand one hand, but you're doing both because they wanted to try and promote a new product in the AEW shop of a scissor hand. A foam hand. They used to make those things even back when I was a little kid. A foam hand that they used for football. And now they do it with just 2 fingers. It's a good idea though. I'm sure they're going to sell a lot of it. Scissor me daddy. It's going to be fine. And that's what the premise of this entire segment was. 1, to put Billy Moore over as a face and on his birthday. 2, to promote a new line of product. And 3, let me give it to you like this. Billy's sons come out. They get upset they weren't involved in the party, which, to be honest, Billy was over big. at least enough. But once Bowman and Castle were talking, well, Bowman mainly, it wasn't really that loud. You guys tell me below if you noticed how the crowd was not that loud during most of that segment. Yeah, he went, and I think it was Castle, went over and grabbed something from one of the people over there and even did a scissor with a little kid, but they weren't very loud. And then when the guns came out, they wanted to make sure that their daddy got a little bit of a party, a little bit of surprise, and then they got attacked in the ring, and FTR came in and saved them, and pretty much you get a little bit of a protection because they want those titles. Finally, we're still getting this little tension of both the Acclaimed and FTR eventually going to have their match. Yes, we're going to get it eventually. But I kind of wish that Baltimore had been louder, particularly for that segment. Let's move on. We get and I'm skipping around. Know what I'm going for. We get the All-Atlantic Championship title match with Luchasaurus, Rey Fenix, and Orange Cassidy. Stipulation: whoever wins in the next show, which is Rampage, they get their dream opponent. Now, it was a good match, but in the end, due to the fact that Pac tried to convince Rey to use the hammer, you know you need to use the hammer, and the hammer is power. Like, really? What are they doing to Pac? Dude, Pac is my favorite wrestler. He is. The guy, he has a great persona. He's good in the ring, and he's nothing but a damn bastard. But this, I'm not feeling. I don't feel him acting like this. He never needed a weapon to wipe the floor with somebody. Pac is a bastard because he's that damn good. Not that he needs a freaking hammer. He's not trying to be Triple H. He's trying to be Triple H light using a little ring hammer. I don't know. This entire segment felt really funky. And then we get the people from New Japan, and what was the guy's name? Sabuta? I believe that's his name. Since I don't watch New Japan, I don't know. I want to watch New Japan because they do have English. But with so much I got to do, that I do Impact Wrestling right after they show New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, no. Well, basically, I do Impact Wrestling. Then New Japan comes afterward. I got no time to watch it. I'll never know what these people like unless I stop seeing Impact on Thursday. And then I watch it another day. So, I don't know who these people are. Doesn't mean they're bad or good. I just don't know them. So, I don't know if this is great or not. So, there you go. We get the ROH TV title match. Guys, was this a good segment with Samoa Joe versus... Here's the problem. Brian Cage is a great wrestler. And I really would like to see him work with Wardlow than be by himself. Yeah, Wardlow sounds great. But wouldn't it be great to have Cage and Wardlow together? I think they would be a better team than Samoa Joe and Wardlow. Not saying that Samoa Joe is doing bad either. He's not. And seeing this, I still believe that. But when this is all said and done, this match, and it was done, and you see Brian Cage tap out, you see the Embassy jumping in, and they attack, and then Powerhouse Hobbs come out right after Wardlow comes out to try and protect Samoa Joe. So we're getting that set up. But still, I want to see Wardlow with Brian Cage in a tag team in the tag division, then seeing TNT. That's what I want. I know that's just me, but you guys tell me below. Now, I know I'm missing some stuff. I'm leaving a lot of stuff out. Sorry. I know I could talk about Jungle Boy. You know what? I am going to say this about Jungle Boy attacking Luchasaurus. That's the reason why he wasn't involved in the match after the attack. I really hope Luchasaurus looks good at the end of this. Because if they're making this all about Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus looks like shit, I'm going to be mad. I will be pissed. Finally, the RH title match. We get a little bit of Colt, 45. I think maybe that might be the title. No. Colt 45 has arrived. Maybe that might be the right one. No, that doesn't sound right. We have Colt. Maybe that's the best way to say it. Guys, we have wondered what's going on with Kenny Omega, the Bucks, CM Punk, but no one really talks about Colt Cabana, Sean Colt. No one. We know that he's not there generally on Dynamite or Rampage, but they say he's gone to ROH. But what we all know, there is no ROH. He'll show up on, Elevation or Dark maybe, but essentially there is no company. There is no show weekly. Nothing. There's Elevation and there's Dark. Now, if he's been on those shows, fine. But as far as I thought, we aren't going to see him at all on any AEW television. But when Chris Jericho called out the newest guy for him to squash, it's Colt Cabana. And he did get a good reaction from the crowd. And it's obvious everyone knows what's been going on. So there's a big question of what's going on now because of all the controversy. And then we're hearing that it's a good chance that CM Punk is not coming back. That he's done if they don't bring him back. That he may fully retire. You see Colt Cabana on regular Dynamite TV. And when you see the match itself, the very opening, Colt looked pissed. Now, mind you, we all know that when it came to Chris Jericho, he said pretty much CM Punk is a bitch. That he's a nobody. He's a piece of garbage. That's what he said because of what has been going on. He's unprofessional. That's what Chris Jericho said. So you would think that Colt Cabana would be more friendly to Chris Jericho in the ring. Not like to just not hurt him, but when you see the beginning of the match, he legitimately looked really angry. And yeah, of course, he's messing up the title, and you see that he's got to hold his persona. But when you see this, what was that? Guys, I can understand Colt Cabana trying to play a part and make himself look like, I'm here for ROH. ROH means something. No. The look that Colt gave was aggressive, was angry. Now, I'm not saying that that's because of CM Punk, but I don't know why he was doing that. Really, honestly, I'm not saying that he's not supposed to act at least angry in the ring, but you guys tell me below, what did that look like to you? Did it look really, really, really overacting? Or did he look angry without an angry? I don't know. But you guys tell me below. And I almost forgot. When you looked at the Samoa Joe and the Brian Cage match, there was one point that got me kind of nervous about Samoa Joe. Because when he slammed Brian Cage into one of the one of the corners, I saw his right thumb do this. You guys, if you've seen it yourself, tell me if I was right. That once he threw him into the turnbuckle and Samoa Joe hit him, I saw that. Now, mind you, for me personally, that makes you think there's something wrong with your neck or your back. Because I get that from time to time due to the fact that my injury does mess up my back and sometimes my finger twitches once in a while. But you guys tell me below. And I hope you enjoy this Dynamite Delight. Give me a comment below and maybe a like or two. I don't know why I keep saying it. Peace.